Welcome back. Doing a video on a topic here that, quite frankly, I really had hoped to never have to learn anything about myself. A lot of folks have a question about sleep studies and CPAP machines and all that stuff and how it relates to the trucking industry. And the reason for that, if you're just starting out yourself and you don't know why people have questions or why it would be a concern, you will get your DOT physical. Prime will conduct that during orientation. And there are a number of factors that go into sleep apnea. And if you don't know what sleep apnea is, you can look it up for more specifics, but bottom line, you stop breathing while you're sleeping. You may know somebody who does that. You may do it yourself. You may be even aware of it. You may, snort yourself awake. You may, do one of those sort of deals. And the FMCSA, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, has started to realize that contributes to a lack of restful sleep. And as such, hey, maybe we should pay attention to this, and maybe we should make sure that drivers are in compliance of sleep apnea corrective behavior, which is using a CPAP machine, which is a machine, basically it forces air into your nose or mouth while you sleep to keep your airway going and give you a better, deeper sleep. There are several risk factors: your weight, your body mass, the size of your neck, things like that. Sleep habits. They'll ask you questions about your sleep habits. And if you come to Prime and you go through the list during your DOT physical, they may say, hey, you need to have a sleep study. Basically, if you get told you need to have a sleep study, you're going to be given, if you pass everything else in your physical, a temporary physical card. Physical cards typically are 2 years. You need to go back in 2 years, renew your physical. DOT physical is as basic of a physical as you can get. They're checking your height, weight, vision, hearing, blood pressure, those sorts of things. This is not a, do you have cancer? Do you have whatever? It's not a detail. They're not going to do blood work. They're not doing things like that. This is, let's check the basics to see that you're physically capable of doing the job. Check the medications that you're on. That sort of thing. Are you on some sort of medication that will make you fall asleep? So you will get a temporary card. There's a couple temporary cards that they can give you. They can give you a 3 month, they can give you a 1 month, a 3 month, they can give you a 1 year. If you're on certain blood pressure medications, they may give you a 1 year card. And all that means is you have to go in to renew your DOT physical in a shorter period of time. If you get told you need to have a sleep study, they will give you a shorter DOT physical card, and you will need to complete your sleep study prior to getting your full DOT physical card. If you're with Prime, they're going to make you do that through Prime. Now, I don't know the cost. Prime, I know, will allow you to pay that through payroll deduction and break up the costs of a sleep study. I know that there are some folks who are upset about how that all works, how insurance, if you have your own insurance through a spouse or something along those lines and you would prefer to bill it that. I'm not going to get into that. I don't understand how all that works. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Basically, if you get flagged for a sleep study, this is kind of what I want to talk about. You're going to complete your PSD training. When you come back and take your road test, your CDL road test, you will do your sleep study at that time. Prime has a sleep clinic on premises, and that's how you will get your sleep study done. They're at the Campus Inn. You'll get it all taken care of right then and there. You'll get your results, and you'll be told if you need a CPAP machine or if you don't need a CPAP machine. And similarly, Prime will be able to charge you through payroll deduction for the CPAP machine. And they'll break that up into payments as well. Now, I am a current Prime driver, and here's where I'm going to be learning along with some of you. My wife said that she started to notice that I was stopping breathing while I was sleeping. So I went and talked with my doctor. My doctor said, well, maybe you should go get a sleep study. And I had a sleep study done at home. Now, this is all through my own insurance because it's outside of Prime that I've gotten this done. And I will be going next week to get a CPAP machine. Now, I'm going to have to obviously go through compliance with Prime, because if you do get diagnosed with sleep apnea, you do have to stay in compliance. It's not like they can just say, okay, well, you've got sleep apnea, you're using machine, we're going to forget about you. This is a item that Prime will monitor. You have to use the machine, not just have it in your possession, because they want to make sure that you're not going to go to sleep while you're driving. I've never really had that problem. I'm not the type of person who gets tired. I can't take naps typically. But this is kind of an introductory sleep study and CPAP video, because over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be learning a lot more about this particular topic. And I will do some videos on it. Like I said, it's a topic that, quite frankly, I wish I never had to learn about. But I'll share what I find out. I'll find out information, and I will be glad to pass it along. So there you go. First video on sleep studies and CPAP machines. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I'll obviously get a lot more information in the future. This is just kind of an introduction to the topic, and we'll talk to you again next week.